everybody, Steve Olson with WSO. It's Friday. Happy Friday to y'all. I hope you're doing well. Taking a look here at our Planet X channel. This is Alex Lujan's new channel after the other one got shut down. And I just wanted to take a minute while we look at one of his videos, by the way, new videos, showing an incredible object above the sun. We don't know if those are planets or if those are part of the lensing system, guys. I want to be careful on that stuff, but it is definitely a shocking video showing several orbs around the sun. And I wanted to thank Alex for the stuff he puts out. Now, he's not going to do a lot of talking, guys, but he's going to show images that will blow your mind and and kind of validate and underscore what the reality is. But I just wanted to take a minute to thank y'all for that Planet X support and getting them up to 1.2 thousand subscribers, which puts them over that new YouTube limit. So thanks for that, guys. But what I wanted to do here today, I wanted to go and look at this thing called Super Planet Crash. Okay, what this is a planet simulator. It's a very basic orbit diagram model, right, showing the sun, and it shows a Earth-like planet going around the sun in the habitable zone right here, which is this little like ring right here. Okay. Now, you can go here. I'll leave the link below. You can play with this yourself. But you can put various objects in there, like an object that's 5 times the size of Earth, a gas giant, or ice giant, rather, or a giant planet, like the one like Tyche that we've been looking at, or a brown dwarf, or a dwarf star. And each one of these has a certain amount of more electromagnetic gravitational energy, as you will see. Okay. So in this experiment today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a brown dwarf between the orbit of the Earth and the sun. And we're going to see what the Earth does in that scenario. Again, this is a brown dwarf star, 5,000 Earth masses or so, probably comparable to a Jupiter, maybe a little bigger than a Jupiter. But anyway, this is what would happen if we had one right next to the sun like many are claiming. There's the brown dwarf. And I'll slow it down a little bit. So you can see the brown dwarf starts to affect the orbit of Earth, but it doesn't throw us into space, guys. What you'll notice is that the orbit starts to become a more oblong and more, I guess, oval shaped. And you can see that while the Earth's orbit is affected, right, it's not throwing us out of the habitable zone. It's just throwing us all around in the inside of that habitable zone. And then over a period of time, with this a brown dwarf just by the sun, it will just continue to go out of orbit. Now, what that reminds me of is the graphics that we got from that person in Paris a little while back, right? And it's this one right here, the sun position email that we got, and the associated graphic with it. Okay. And basically what it does is it shows, it basically shows the same thing. It shows that the Earth is a little bit off in its orbit, a little bit more oval shaped in its orbit than round. And I just think that this little tool right here helps to understand that no, it's not the end of the world if a brown dwarf comes into our area, but it definitely would affect our orbit precisely the way that we're looking at right now. Now, just for fun, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 3 brown dwarfs in the middle. And then you can see things go awry once you put in 3. Let's try one with just an ice giant coming in, even into the same orbit as Earth. Maybe we'll put one down by the sun. I'll put another one here. And we'll put another one here. How much did that affect the orbit of the Earth? These ice giants that are supposedly 15 times the size of the Earth in this model. Only in this model, not saying those things exist. Let's try another one, and then you guys can go play with it, right? So there's Earth going whoop, 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 whoop. Brown dwarf comes in right here, and let's say it's outside of the Earth's orbit. And you can see it does pull on the Earth's orbit and causes that oblong effect, okay? And again, just to kind of reiterate the sun positions, right? The stuff that we were talking about, it exactly matches with this. So I think our orbit's being affected, guys. That's what I think's happening right now. And I think that this tool shows that just because we have a huge brown dwarf in our neighborhood does not mean things would just fly apart at the seams. However, if a dwarf star, like let's say, a star like our star came into the area, it's going to cause a big problem. boing, everything just goes out. So, no, a giant planet, brown dwarf, or an ice giant do not have that kind of an effect on our orbit, guys. They definitely affect the orbit, but they don't send us out into space. Steve Olson, WSO. I hope this helped you to understand that we can have planets and brown dwarfs in our area without it being as noticeable as you might think. Steve Olson, WSO.